terms of this morning and how I was feeling, I feel like we can talk about that later because we need to talk about what happened in court. But I did post the screenshots in my story, so you can go through my story and you can see that I was contacted by someone at NBC, I believe, and I will fact check that, but I believe she works for NBC, and she sent me the screenshot of Megan's team, and she literally told me, as you can see in the messages, that, this was sent from Megan's people. These are the tweets that they reported, but we saw that they were still up, so you didn't violate anything. So you can see that I got a notification that my Twitter was locked up last Wednesday, which was the exact day that they sent that shit in, trying to get my fucking page deleted and trying to silence me, which I feel like says a lot more than anything else. That doesn't matter. Let's talk about the case. Day 6, we come in, and this is before the jury gets to come in. So Justin S is still MIA. We don't know where the fuck he is, but the whole get you gotcha is Justin's family is not worried about him. Okay? I don't know why the Shade Room did not update the story. I didn't see it. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the Shade Room got a direct message from Alex Spiro. Does no one find it odd? We want to talk about biases. No one finds it odd that Alex Spiro went to what was supposed to be a predominantly black blog to let him know that, Justin is missing and whoop and all this other bullshit. Y'all don't find it odd? Why are we not giving official statements to official outlets? Because are we listening to bloggers or are we not? Because the Shade Room is a blog, correct? Okay. Well, anyway, a statement was given to the Shade Room, and then fast forward, TMZ updated the story. The family of Justin has not filed a missing persons report, so the LAPD don't need to look for somebody that their family is not even fucking worried about. So let's nip in the bud that Justin is not lost. He's not missing. He just apparently does not want to come and testify. So the prosecution is asking, well, can we maybe bring him in later? Or, can we still try to locate him and shit like that? And so we'll see what the answer is on that. But they wanted to bring up Officer Cabral. Now, Officer Cabral was one of the first people that came through as a witness, and she testified that she was on the scene. She's the one who handcuffed Kelsey and shit like that. For whatever dumbass reason, the prosecution wants to show us footage from 2 different angles, okay? The body cam from her shit, and then the body cam from someone else. There were things that were redacted, which I felt like, what the hell is it redacted for? Let us tell everything. But anyway, it was ruled that we can see both of the videos with the redactions. And so, it was about, what about when this was said and that was said? And I just feel like that was kind of suppressed. I don't feel like the defense is really getting the opportunity to argue very important things because, every time they say something of value, it turns into, well, let's stop that, okay? Hold on. Let me pin this, bitch. Thank you. So, moving along, there was also a concern raised, and it was brought up in court about a juror. If anybody is keeping up with social media, there is someone who came up here last week who went on social media and said, a juror was in the elevator with Tory. And so really people are trying to make something fetch. You're trying to make fetch happen, but it really don't happen. Okay, at the end of the day, these people need to have provisions made. This is a public space, and you might end up on the elevator with somebody. You might end up in the stairwell with somebody. You might end up in the bathroom with somebody. At the end of the day, y'all need to keep them in a particular place. Make sure y'all have cars set up for these people. If y'all don't want any instance of them quite possibly being around particular people, then make sure that they don't. So that's something that the court needs to be paying attention to. Nothing will be found from that, and that is not even something to talk about. I'll let y'all know any updates on that. Next, 11:10, we can finally get started. Kathy Ta calls up Sandra Cabral again, okay? They said, per your initial contact, it's fair to say that everyone was handcuffed, correct? She said, yes. They said, were you responsible for handcuffing anyone in particular? She said, yes, Kelsey. They asked her about the state of Kelsey at that time. She said that she was distraught and crying and laying down on the ground, facing down. And then they said, we got her up, and then we walked her over to the sidewalk. They said we had everyone exit out of the vehicle and we patted them down. But because everybody had a particular person, to tend to, my person was Kelsey. So they said, and what about Megan? They said Megan was bleeding and was walked to the ambulance. And they said, did Kelsey try to make contact with Megan? They said, yes. That Kelsey was crying and she said, are you okay? So they get the video queued up and they pass out these transcripts and the body cam, the footage is of the body cam footage. So I just want to make a mental note that Megan is doing a lot of fucking walking. Her ass then walked out the back of the car, backed up, dropped down, got her eagle on, got back up, then they handcuffed the ass, put her on the sidewalk. She then got her ass back up and then walked her to the ambulance. ambulance. That's a lot for somebody who done got shot. Okay?
Hello.
In their feet. Moving along. Kelsey was on the ground crying and talking about, please don't put your knee in my back on some George Floyd shit. And then so they helped Kelsey up. They walked her to the sidewalk. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but you know I'm listening. What was said was, are you hurt? Kelsey responded, no ma'am. Okay? So he's supposed to have all these goddamn injuries and shit. Kelsey said, no, I'm not hurt. And then at another point, because, you know, the footage kind of jumps a little bit, she said, I'm fine. It comes back in with Kelsey saying, I'm fine. And then she said, Megan, are you okay? And so they said, did you review the footage from the victim walking by? Cabral said yes. So now we get this second video that is coming from the body cam footage of another officer named Officer Walker. And so in this video, we can see Megan on the ground, and then we see her getting helped up, aided to get walked over to the ambulance. And so at first we weren't hearing a damn thing. The audio was gone, so we was like, what is this? But anyway, they said at some point, did you illuminate anything on her? On Kelsey. Now, y'all know illuminate. We're talking about a light. Did you see anything? Like, what's going on? And so, they said, yeah, I did illuminate her, and I saw blood dripping down her. Now, did she say chin or leg? Child, what? It had to be the damn leg. They said, while we're viewing the video, I saw what could be an injury. In person, because she already testified that Kelsey had no injuries, mind you. Now, Kelsey the one supposed to got hair pulled out her damn head, knocked upside the head, pulled by her goddamn neck like a rag doll, and then tossed her on the side. But she said she didn't have no injuries. But today, after just miraculously looking over goddamn footage, oh yeah, she had some blood dripping down her leg. And so, they said in the video, you could hear her saying, Megan, are you okay? And then she said, yeah. And then she said that she was okay. They said, and you saw that the victim was limping and bleeding. She said, yes. They said, would you describe the vehicle as a big vehicle? They said, yeah. They said, with a step rail? She said, I'm not sure about that. So they showed her a video of the vehicle, and they showed her the step rail. It was an Escalade, if anybody wants to go and make reference. So they said, aside from that, if you're a shooter, if you're a shorter person, they could stand on that. And, you know, she was implying that, you know, basically, could Tory get up there and do it? And there was an objection, and that objection was sustained because that's absolutely fucking ridiculous that you would ask a question like that. Kelsey is 4'11". So if we want to play this game of who could have gotten on the step stool or on the step rail, who needed it more? Her or him? Okay. But anyway, they rephrased the question because there was an objection. Could this step elevate a shorter person? Ain't that what the fuck a step does? Yeah, okay. So they showed another video. And in this 2-second video, we see Kelsey's foot. And they said, is this when you saw the blood dripping down? And she said, yes. Okay? And so that was it on their